Hello students, in this video I am going to discuss conditionals with you. This is a grammar topic. We have different conditional sentences: zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, third conditional, and also mixed conditional sentences. Now why is it called conditional sentence? Because in those kinds of sentences you can find there is an independent clause and also a subordinate clause. The subordinate clause will be dependent upon the independent clause. So it is conditional. Because of something, something else is going to happen. So if you look at the examples, you will have a better idea. Now coming to zero conditional, they talk about general truths. If the sun sets, the room becomes dark. So the reason of the darkness of the room is because of the sun setting. If you heat water, it boils. So these kinds of statements in zero conditional are always true. They talk about general truths. Next is first conditional. This describes possible scenarios, potential scenarios that may happen. So if you study well, you will pass the exam. I am staying home if it rains tomorrow. So this is first conditional. Depending upon a situation, I am making some change in the other scenario. Next is second conditional. Second conditional sentences are imaginary situations. If I were the Prime Minister, I would make you my personal assistant. Okay, so that will never happen. It happens only in my imagination. That is an imaginary situation. Next is third conditional. Third conditional is impossible past. If you had saved money, you could have afforded a house. But you never saved money and you never bought a house. Mixed conditional, it wavers between past and present. If he had not borrowed heavily, he would live a carefree life. Now look at these examples. First we'll look at the zero conditional sentences and then we look at first conditional sentence. So the first sentence. If the oven is hot, the cookies bake quickly. So every time when the oven is hot and you put cookies, it will bake quickly. Okay. So when you look at both the parts of the sentences, both the clauses, you find that both the clauses are in simple present tense. Okay. So in zero conditional, you observe the sentence. The independent clause will be in simple present tense. Similarly, the subordinate clause also will be in simple present tense. So what is the independent clause in this sentence? The cookies bake quickly. The part of the sentence which can stay independently is called independent clause. That is in simple present tense. What is the subordinate clause? The part of a sentence which cannot stay alone. That kind of a sentence is called subordinate clause. If the oven is hot, it is incomplete. It is not complete. Okay. Still, what tense is it? We can understand that it is simple present tense. So both the parts of the sentence are in simple present tense and they are talking about something that is very likely to happen. So that kind of situations are called zero conditions. Now coming to the second sentence. If the temperature rises above 45 degrees in summer, this lake will evaporate. So that is not zero conditional, it is first conditional. Because in zero conditional, when you observe, you find that the left part of the sentence will be in present tense, simple present tense, and the second part of the sentence will also be in simple present tense. So those kinds of sentences are called zero conditional. But if you look at this sentence, the second part of the sentence is in future, will evaporate. Okay. So if you have the second part of the sentence in future, then it is called first conditional. Next one. If the package arrives tomorrow, I'll be able to send it out on time. You see, the first part of the sentence is in simple present tense, second part of the sentence is in simple future. Will be able to. So that is first condition. Now you look at the sentence where in brackets it is given second conditional. If I were a renowned chef, I would invite you to my social. So invite you be my social. So that is not very much possible. I am imagining that situation. So if I were a prime minister, I would appoint you as my PA. I told you that is second conditional. So if I were and I would, look at the structure of the sentence, then it will be easy for you. Okay. So we'll go to third conditional. If you had volunteered for some projects at work, you might have been promoted. So had volunteered, you have to look at this structure and then identify it as third conditional. Next third conditional sentence you have, if you had listened to my advice, you could have avoided this situation. Then if you had saved money, you could have afforded a house. So all this had what kind of construction? Had. Okay. So look at had saved, had played, had listened, and then decide it as third condition. But mixed conditional also has had. If you had travelled more in your younger days, you would gain broader perspectives. But in mixed conditional, you have to observe there will be past and present. Next one, make second, third and mixed conditional sentences. If a venomous snake bit him, he would die. If you had arrived on time, had third condition, we would not have missed the train. If the factory closed down, second conditional, past tense, simple past tense in second conditional. Many people would lose their job. You might be getting confused, so very careful with the structure of this 0, first, second, third conditionals. Okay, otherwise it is difficult for you. If the ship had not hit the iceberg, it would not have sunk. Not possible. Third condition. If he had not borrowed heavily, he would live a carefree life. That is mixed condition. If I had seen you, again third condition. If we all worked together, we could solve the problem faster. If she had finished a reading novel, had mixed conditional or third conditional. You have to decide depending upon the second part of the sentence. Next one. If she had known, she would have visited me. That is third conditional. If you had not given me a lift, I would probably still be at the bus stop. So it is past and then present mixing together in mixed condition. Fill in the blanks with the correct verb form. I will call you when I finish my homework. It's in future. If you come to the party, please let me know. We will have a picnic if the weather is nice. She will go for a run when she has some free time. If he misses the bus, he will be late for work. If you follow the recipe, the dish will turn out perfectly. If you press this button, the machine will start. So the explanations are given there. You can take a screenshot and then read it carefully. You'll be